T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The following program is rated TVMA for language. We want everyone to be able to enjoy the program, but sometimes things happen, and we may say things that may be offensive to some or non-conducive to others. So in other words, shit happens. Oops.
Niggas coming.
Oh, hello. We didn't expect to see you chaps there. Welcome to an all-new episode of Blerds N The Hood. I am your host, the Resident Supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. I'm present with my co-host.
I am Winston A. Marshall, the Swaggy Blerd.
Hello, good sir. How are you today?
I'm doing quite lovely. Thank you so much. I mean, as
well, I'm
you
glad
can tell,
you're with me. I'm doing fine, chap. I'm doing fine. Go ahead.
I was just going to tell the neighborhood, as you can tell, this is another pre-taped epised of the show.
And I know you all are upset again. You're like, God damn it. They're pre-taping another episode. They're pre-taping. And the only reason in which we must pre-tape these episodes for you all is because different things are happening in our careers. I myself have to do a lot of stand-up shows. I'm doing one this evening that we're pre-taping this. I'm doing one tomorrow, and I'm also doing one Thursday. Now, I do not understand why I have kept this fucking accent this whole time. I'm surprised
I don't either.
I'm surprised.
I was surprised you did it the entire time as well.
I was surprised, but no, like I said, I will put this on me. I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of different shows come up, and so we're gonna have to pre-tape this week as well as next week, because next week we probably can do live next week. You know what? Actually, I'll bring my stuff with me. We can go live next week.
Where are you at next week?
I'll be in my hotel room in Indianapolis.
Okay. Oh, it's your son. Well,
because my son graduates college.
Hey,
so
it's not coming out for like 2 weeks, but this is what it means when you watch the I Know You Fucking Lying later, y'all. This is what it means to be a parent who puts their kids first, not this bullshit of having grown-ass adults.
Hilarious. Yo, it's crazy because I'm actually watching this. Like I said, I'm trying something, right? Shouts out to everybody new I got on TikTok. I finally hit 10K followers on TikTok, which was actually one of my goals I put up for 2026. I have a good list of goals. And as always, talk about how social media runs things. And I know I'll do my nigga what you've been doing in a minute, but I'm doing live while we're doing the pre-tape to see how I can get this reaction. So people have been asking me on live, they're like, yo, will you be at the Hollywood Improv tonight? And it's a Tuesday. Unfortunately, I won't be tonight. I'll be at the Elysian Theater tonight if you're out that way. So for the show Roomies at 8:30, I'll tell you more about that. But there's so much to talk about. We actually did a whole pre-tape with something else and about to do a whole nother hour and a half, hour 45 to 2 hours of this. So with that being said, Mr. Winston A. Marshall. That's one of my nigga.
A nigga moment.
Man.
Nigga. My nigga.
What you been doing? You would hope it would be more fluid at this point. Like you would think that
I think you just have his finger on the button.
On the trigger,
like ready to hit the button
right there.
Just
like you can hit the button.
Just what I've been doing, man. Let's see. This past weekend, it's actually pretty cool, man. My homegirl Tia, friend of the show, her man's birthday was last Monday, and she hit me up a couple weeks ago, and she goes, "Hey, my man has gotten really into playing Magic the Gathering again. I've been playing myself as well." She was like, "Could you teach me how to play? Because then I want to have a surprise game for him." And I want to show up with my own deck and that I can play, and then like y'all will come over and all that.
So sexy. Hey, what you want to roll? You want to roll for initiative, baby? You want to roll for initiative? Shout out to the producer. Good job on the transition.
No, that was me. That was me.
You know what? I tried to give him props. I give him props. I swear.
Yeah, no, he's now he came on screen in the backstage. He's like, I was in the other room. I didn't even know. Anyway, so she I taught her a little bit a couple weeks ago, and then this past Friday, we all showed up. We hid in the garage, and then she came up and she opened the door. And she goes, "Hey, babe, you remember when I said we were doing date night?" And he goes, "Yeah." And it's like, "Well, that's not happening. In actuality, I learned how to play Magic, and I brought the homies over to come and play, so we're all gonna play together and whatnot." He's like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And like Tia, I give her props, man. She got a pirate themed deck, so she dressed like a pirate, like a wench almost, and like went in there. And
so wild to hear. So wild to hear a black woman dressed like a wench. That's so wild to hear. Wild to fucking hear. Just what you know. No matter who says it. So you like my black homegirl, she dressed like a wench for her white boyfriend. Wild to say. Nobody knew that he was white until you said something. Oh.
So either way, it was a good time, man. I think the funniest thing to me, which is the same thing that happened after my engagement, bruh, was I asked Tia the next day. I was like, "All right, so how was the sex after we left?" Because I'm sure he was like litty, like after that, seeing you in the outfit and that you learned his game and put all this together. He goes, "Oh no, we were exhausted, passed the fuck out, fuck like crazy the next morning, but like we passed the fuck out." And that was the same thing that happened on our engagement night. Was that like it had been a full fucking day. So by the time it was all over, and we got home, it was like, I do want to jump your bones, but I'm going to bed.
Y'all don't have belief in yourself.
Bro, I was drinking an Alani on the way home to try and like hype myself up.
First of all, that's the most bougiest shit I've ever heard. I was drinking a lot. Let me tell you something. I know.
Nigga, there was no Celsius, and I prefer Alani. Kiss my ass. We're not doing this.
Let me tell you something. When I plan on fucking, if I've had a long, exhausted day, and while he drinks an Alani right now, that is crazy. That is insane. Is that the lime slush one?
Yeah.
It's not that bad. That was not bad.
It's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not that bad. My favorite one is the cherry slush. The cherry slush go hard, bro.
So what I will do, and this is just practical tips from Jay Washington. If I know I'm tired and I'm still planning on fucking, I go get a pre-workout. Let me tell you, listen, don't you because it's gonna give you the boost you need to do the job you want to do. A pre-workout, man, let me tell you something. You know, fellas, some fellas don't understand. You will get alcohol dick. Whether it's whiskey dick, tequila dick, vodka dick, you've been drinking. So you gonna need something to counteract that. So you go get a Ghost or a C4. Don't you fuck with no Red Bull, you're not gonna make it. Don't you get no Monster, But see, like that's the thing, Jay, specifically with Alani, which is in the same vein of Celsius. Like, yes, there are even better pre-workouts as far as what you can get out of pumps and everything else like that. They build these specifically as they're really not meant to be just standard energy drinks, even though they sell them like that. They are actually originally meant to be fitness energy drinks. So they are meant to be pre-workouts on the go. That is what they are. So, okay, here's the thing too. Also, and I know Alani has some of this, they label it sometimes. I want my pre-workout to also give me mental focus. Because why else would you want to be focused in what you do? So if I take a C4, baby, get me that strawberry one that tastes like a strawberry starburst, I know I'm about to eat pussy like a strawberry starburst. I'm in the game. I mean, which is fair. I mean, where I give this credit, though, as far as because Alani was originally marketed towards women, they do have. I ain't never seen no grown man tell me some. You know what? I'm about to hit 350 on the bench, and I don't feel tough and pumped up. I drink an Alani. You have never heard no shit like that before. Which is fair, but my nigga, I'll tell you this right now. This shit got biotin and B12 in that hole, so I definitely be getting some energy, and my hair is staying luxurious. So I love how. Listen, the show is called Blerds N The Hood. And one of us will tell you he's absolutely not from the hood, right? He'll tell us that's Winston. I said that all day. I never said that I was from the hood. That doesn't mean I can't. Let me finish. Mm-hmm. It's when you say certain things that have a level of hoodness and aggression that just shouldn't be there. Yo, we got biotin and B12 in that hole. I was like, I didn't know. I didn't expect that to come out, but it did. Look, bro, it's as simple as this. You're more Doughboy. I'm more Trey Styles. That's what that shit is.
Trey's ass, his mama done said, you gonna live with your daddy and you learn some shit. And I start hanging with the hood niggas. I start hanging with the hood niggas.
No, I'm gonna tell you what fucked up about that expression. You just, for those, so again, I'm recording on.
I'm not gonna call you Ricky, nigga. You still
no. It ain't no. I'm glad you go Ricky. I'm glad you didn't do that. Here's why Doughboy does the nigga at the end of the movie. You say Doughboy died in a drive-by. Huh? Only Trey had a life, nigga, with Brandy. Trey, I think you cried like a bitch. I'm talking about this shit. You know, and then you were like, nah, this hope you gonna live, my nigga. It's just you gonna die in the credits.
Well, see, that was an epilogue. It didn't say specifically when. It didn't say a week later he died from a drive-by. It said just eventually. So, like, look, you're gonna be like 105, and then you're gonna piss some nigga off in the old folks' home. You're gonna piss him off in the old folks' home, and he's gonna do a drive-by shooting at Viagra, and your heart's gonna explode. That's what's gonna happen, Jay.
Nigga, I'm gonna be more mad. I'd be more mad at anything else if I died of a drive-by at 105.
Bro, that's your warrior's death, man. You get into Valhalla that way.
A drive-by at 105, nigga? Are you fucking serious, nigga?
Mr. Jay Washington. I got it.
My nigga.
Nigga. A nigga moment.
Man.
Nigga.
My nigga.
What you been doing?
Not having our producer do his job, because he gonna be like, I was in the other room, and then all I said I hurt. Because now he gonna come run back, he gonna pop in the screen, we're gonna see him. He like,
I threw that shit before I came in the room.
Not the Black Dynamite. Hey, this is one of my favorite lines in that movie. Ha! Do that shit before I walked in the room.
Oh, it's one of the greatest lines of all time.
That is chocolate giddy. Let me before I tell you what I've been doing.
Wait, Jay, maybe we need to do just a watch along of that shit for fun, bro. But the fucking when they start discovering what the project
Anaconda Ball liquor is,
yeah, makes you go, whoo, and then what else makes you go, whoo,
Little Richard. What was it? 785 BC and
oh
785. Oh my God!
Oh my Lord! 785 BC.
It's the area code of Topeka, Kansas.
The snakes that come, the snakes that
you know
come
what's
together.
funny about that? It's sleepiest. Got snakes intertwined all around that bitch. You know what's funny to me about watching Black Dynamite nowadays?
What?
This is gonna be a humble flex, and I can't deny it. That I'm friends with a lot of them. So like I see Chris Spencer on a regular. And I'll be like 785 BC. I tell him or and I'm gonna get you sucked when I'll be like, Gary Coleman is Mr. Bojangles. What is this? Like,
I mean, the funny thing is, dude, I've done that too. And then we need to get back to what you've been doing, nigga. Yeah. But I've done that too, where like when you work with other actors and celebrities and shit, and you've got like one of the lines stuck in your brain. It literally a thing I did not too long ago. I can't say much else. I kept saying this line of the most recent project they did, and they just kept laughing like, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. So I totally get it. But what you been doing, my nigga?
Oh, so yeah, it's been a very busy week since the last show. I've had shows literally every single day, whether I'm booked for them or not, and I'm grateful for that, man. I've been going to a lot of spots either just to hang, like I said, to support and hang out. And then people are like, yo, you want to go up, you want to perform? And I'm like, of course, I'm a stage whore. So I've definitely been performing. Shouts out to my homegirl CC, who put me up at her birthday show. Shouts out to the homies Chris Kane and Marvin Telp. I did their show. But shouts out to everybody in San Diego, man, who came out at the Mic Drop Comedy Club last Saturday, man. That was a fun time. The show was on fire. Shouts out to Lisa Gilbert, who featured for me. She is a monster, bro. Lisa's a monster. She was so cold on stage that I was watching her in the back before I went up, and I had a second. I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Because she was killing so hard where I knew I couldn't just coast off the show being about me being the headliner, you know what I'm saying? And so, but it was fun, man. It was one of those shows where, because there was another show after, so I did one show because there was another show after mine. So my show had to be done by like 9:15, whatever. And I looked at my clock. I keep my phone on the stage, and I looked at my clock, and I was like 40 minutes in, and I was like, "Damn it, I don't want to get off the stage." It was that fun, man. I did not want to get out, it was such a fun time, man. I'm can't wait to come back to that. I do San Diego. I do mic drop normally like once. I headline mic drop once a year, so I'll always be there once a year. You know, be waiting to get the next day for that. But I'm typically in San Diego doing a lot of like the Don't Tell comedy shows and stuff like that. So it's a lot of different ways to catch me down there. What else did I do? Like literally, that's really been it. Trying to still recover per se from the Moon Tower Fest, where it's just still been working, trying to finally. Man, I learned that when I get a writer's block trying to write on the script that I'm writing on, what I have to do now is to verbally talk in my phone and record it and then let it transcript out for me. Because I know what's in my head and I just have to say it. I don't know. Sometimes if I hit this block, it's like I can't type it directly. I have to say it. And so when I say it, it's easy to be like, okay, cool. Blah, 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 blah. He goes to here. This person says this person says that. They respond this way. They do that. Blah, blah, blah. Then I go to I put it in the transcribe or whatever, and now I can just paste that over. And I'm like, okay, I got so much more done that way. That's just some behind the curtain shit.
No, fair. I think there's a lot of people I know that do that. So that like plenty of journalists and playwrights and authors and everything that will record stuff out, typically just for notes. But I've seen people do exactly that, and then they'll either go back, or if they had a transcribing program or app or something, they do that too. But
yeah, so that was that. And been back in the gym like crazy, man. I'm trying to, I'm always in the gym like crazy, but I think I'm trying to re-step up some things. Got back on that bitch ass Stairmaster, bro.
Hey, before you get to that, speaking of getting shit handled, bro, for the first time since I met my fiance, bro, I am in the 230s. I am below 240, my nigga.
Hey, man, congratulations. Winston is in crackhead weight. Congratulations, bro. He in that
fuck you, nigga. Hey, man, apparently the healthy weight for somebody at my height is around like between 190 and 210. So no, I am not at crackhead weight.
You know what I hate about that? Here's the problem I have with that.
Yeah.
Because the basis in which, and I don't know, I think it's been discussed for years, the basis in which supposedly our height and weight requirements for men and women are they're so antiquated, and they're based off of just one body type,
which is fair, which is 100% fair. Because looking at, I just looked it up right now to double check. So a 6'3" man should generally weigh between 152 and 199. That's insane.
See what I'm saying? That's skin and bones.
Hold on. There's a however. However, a healthier, more muscular or larger frame 6'3" man may comfortably fall within the range of 176 pounds and 220 pounds up to 230 with significant lean muscle mass. So like that, you see what I'm saying? So like
I think comfortable is very comfortable is subjective per se, because there's some people who may be bigger muscle mass wise. I'm not even talking about just weight, just muscle mass wise, and they're comfortable at their size. So to have that be a thing, you know what I'm saying? I guess
which is fair. I know that there's issues with BMI and body fat percentage and all that kind of stuff, and how that can be kind of antiquated and stuff like that. But I do think the fact that it included what the old standard was of the 152 to 199, but then came through and be like, here's a more average area, and here's people with larger frame or more muscles. That to me, I think at least acknowledges the fact that it wasn't the best system, and that they're trying to, alter this. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying. What we need to do is remind you, streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip, streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip. It is in the description of this video. If you would like to get a question and support the show, not only do we greatly appreciate it, the next time we are on, we will be sure to read all of those out, so those will not go missed. You can also send it to our Venmos or Cash Apps, either at MrJayWashington or at the Swaggy Blerd. For either of those, again, in the description. We will definitely read those in the next time we go in. But let's get to these stories, man.
You want to? All right. So before we do this, I'm gonna go off my live right now, because I was live on TikTok. Because the first story I'm gonna talk about is gonna kick me off live, because I'm about to talk about
probably
something that wasn't real. Y'all kind of know what I'm talking about. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, y'all come watch the show when we post it tomorrow. But I'll holler at y'all. I'm gonna get off this live. Let me press the button in live. Boom. Okay, I said in now. There we go. All right, cool. Now That's crazy that I had to do because I'm trying to navigate the social media shit. All right, let's talk about the first story. So, who want to do it, me or you?
You got it.
So, for the third time, there was a quote.
That's a good poll, Matt.
Look
Did
at my
you read,
face.
you
My
read
partner
what he put
watched
there?
Red Wedding the Game of Thrones since I had already read. Oh man, you be like, hey, you ready for it? You ready for it?
You don't even know what's coming, do you?
You don't know what's coming, do you? Oh, it's finna go down. There was a third supposed attempt at the White House Correspondents' Dinner this year in Washington, D.C. Now, here's the problem.
So here's what we do.
I couldn't even read the story. I couldn't even read. I just had to say what was on my heart. Go ahead.
I know. I got it. So there was allegedly another assassination attempt that happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A man was able. Matt, did you by chance pull the footage of him running past the? No. If you can find it on Twitter and just send me the link, I'll open it up.
Or I haven't checked the assets. Do you have the quote unquote Secret Service video in the back that looks like a training montage from The Boys? Oh my God. You don't have it? I'll be pulling that up real quick.
Pull that up. So essentially, a man from California,
from Torrance, California, by the way.
Torrance. He apparently had just gotten his master's and I think in coding or some shit like that. But he went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, did a sprint past Secret Service and security to essentially attempt to assassinate the president. A manifesto came out talking about how he couldn't stand up to
manifesto came out,
which we need to play that too. I also find that if you can about what he had to say in the manifesto and was read to Trump and his response, which was crazy, but essentially was saying that he couldn't stand to have a pedophile rapist like as the president anymore. So he is he was going to try and do the whole thing. He was stopped. It sounds like, I believe nobody was hurt. I believe a Secret Service agent did take a bullet to his vest and did go to the hospital just for the vest shot, but is fine to my knowledge of what I've heard. So here's the reason why we kind of came in and immediately said potentially staged and all this other stuff, and why the internet is saying a lot of this. Other than the fact that you have Trump, whose approval rating is the worst that it's ever been for an American president. And part of that is because of this illegal war that he decided to get us into, that gas prices are at an insane price. The Epstein files are still not been addressed, all the other nonsense. Trump decided and also got all of his right-wing grifter homies to immediately go into a diatribe about that. Well, this is why I need my ballroom.
This is why we need the ballroom.
You need the ballroom. It's bulletproof glass. It has all these things. La 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 la. Here's the thing. As the president, you go out all the time and you give speeches openly in public, as you kind of saw, like all the time that shit is happening. So you're telling me that every single thing you're doing from now on is going to be within your bulletproof ballroom? Is that what you're telling me? That you're making no public appearances anywhere anymore? Because that doesn't make logical sense. You had all the security in place to prevent this, and they actually did their job. They stopped them from getting into the room and actually hurting anybody in that room. Again, props to the Secret Service agent that ended up taking that bullet to the vest. I'm not going to knock anything that's going on with that, but like they literally did their job. But the other thing that came out of this that was wild was this idea that immediately, and fuck Dana Bash for this shit, the number of right-wing people that immediately said, we have to turn the temperature down in how we're talking about stuff. When again, this man actively made fun of and gave bullshit to Rob Reiner and his wife when they got brutally murdered allegedly by their son. When the former AG passed, what's his name? Oh my
Robert
God.
Mueller.
Thank you. When Mueller passed, your ass was out here saying good riddance, get the fuck up out of all this other shit. You want to start turning the temperature down in the spirit of us just having the Michael Jackson biopic that came out. I'm staring at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his fucking ways. So if you want to turn the temperature down, be the fucking role model you're supposed to be as the leader of the free world and stop talking like a fucking asshole. And then maybe other people will follow suit. Jay, I know you've had plenty you've wanted to say. I was giving you time to look up this thing you were trying to find.
I'm looking up different videos, and I'm trying to find the one that is the craziest one that I was like, I know you're fucking. Oh, I found it. Is this the one?
Well, because I found the one. I found the one of the one specifically of wait, are you talking about the one where like the journalists are talking about like there's two random chicks at the door?
No,
because I have that one too.
There's so many different ones. There's one where the Secret Service is supposedly running through, telling people to get down and all this other shit. But there's a cameraman clearly recording, following.
Bro, he's doing the Maury. He's running behind the Secret Service. He's just like, come on, man, we gotta get this.
There's a cameraman. I said this on Facebook. This couldn't be more staged than Vought doing something to make Homelander look like a good guy.
Well, okay. So here is the video I was talking about that on 60 Minutes. Here, hold on. Stop. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I got the video I'm looking for too.
Okay, so here, this was on 60 Minutes. There was an interview that happened the next night about this. Faster way to admit that you're telling on yourself. You literally, she said that the manifesto read that people in this administration are blah blah blah, and he's like, I'm not a rapist, and she goes, did you think that was about you?
Did you think it was about you?
Are you saying this is about you? Like,
you know, a hit dog gonna holler. Last time I checked, a hit dog gonna holler. So what are we?
And on top of that, she's not reading random like Twitter feeds.
She's reading
actively talking about the person
from the shooter. Here's the video I saw. You ready?
Yeah. It's not popping up.
Oh, did you do it or no?
I didn't do anything.
It should be there. Hold on. Let's try this again. Because it should be. Let's try it again. Because it was right. It literally was sitting right here. I got it.
All good.
Here's the video I was talking about. So watch this. Oh, I have to share it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
where's the coach? Where's the coach? Left.
SMG. Yep. Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
Wait. Where's it coming from?
Where's it coming from?
Where's it coming from?
I ain't seen more.
Look out!
Bro, somebody go.
He's still standing with the camera. Are you fucking serious?
Like, who's got their camera out now? Why are you not ducking and
the
covering?
other person with the camera.
We got one down.
They are just walking in on a potential.
That part I understand at that moment because they said we have him down. We have one down.
Oh my God!
Stay down, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, stay down. Where's that at? Inside, you're not inside.
Bruh.
Nobody comes in here.
Stay your extra line. Stay your line.
Say your line. Nobody comes in here. Nobody.
You're telling me. Now, I was talking to a couple of my buddies who work within DC politics, a couple of different friends. They were saying because, number one, this is how they can feel that it may not be quote-unquote staged because the shooter wasn't taken out. Because if it was a full-on patsy, you would take him out so he doesn't tell, right? However, between this, Butler, Mar-a-Lago, all of he never talk. He will talk more about politicians, celebrities, etc. But 3 different instances in which somebody supposedly want to take you out, you have nothing to say about them except for this brief little moment, and that's it. Someone says something about you, years ago, you don't let it go. And the general populace is supposed to. Also, here's another thing I've seen so many times I need to address. People keep saying, oh man, there weren't this many quote unquote attempts on President Obama when he was in office. It actually was. There were 11 different attempts, but here's the thing. You didn't hear about them in the public eye. Why? Because his Secret Service detail and everything was taking care of it. But also, he's not a whiny bitch to make sure, somebody tried to take me out again, because you're vying for sympathy. Every time his approval rating thing comes out and it shows it's getting lower and lower, he is doing something to warrant attention. Something happens. Remember, we were all under the auspice for a minute that he was going to be the one to personally bomb the Oscars and blame it on Iran. Because everybody was like, Iran has already said they know who they want. They know what they want. Mm-hmm. They know that doing that and what he was making it seem to be wouldn't get their point across.
Right.
So it's really getting to the point. You're having members of this administration having to be fired, quit. We know this is the worst presidency in American history. MAGA is a cult that doesn't want to admit it because they don't want to admit they were wrong. And they hate it because for years they kept being like, we're going to be better than blah, blah, blah. And then everybody's been telling like, told you so. Without even bragging about it. Just had to go, told you so.
Can I show you just about this before we move on from this story? Probably the one thing that actually made me laugh, and I cannot believe, you know how they say a broken clock is right twice a day? The fact that Stephen Miller out here grabbing his wife's titty on the way out when he thought this might be it, bro, that's actually hilarious to me.
Like he using his pregnant wife as a shield, which, by the way, that's got to be Rosemary's Baby. What made you want that man to put his seed inside of you? I do not understand. Ladies, look, make better choices with your vagina because that is a horrible.
I was gonna say that doesn't look like he's using her as a shield. Using her as a shield would literally be like holding her up in front of it. It's in that case where that normally happens, and I can call this shit out. They are going to, obviously, the president is always going to be the first one out.
He was not. Don't do that one. JD Vance was the first one out.
No, hold on. I understand that. But what I'm saying in this particular case, because you're just trying to get everybody to safety, they would have just said, she goes first. Go. They're just trying to get you the fuck out of there. Because you can see, if that's the case, the argument is then made his security detail on the very next photo, or even in that one, is then using Stephen Miller as a shield. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's literally, we need to go get them the fuck out of here. And she was close to the exit. Instead of trying to put him in front of her, it's just get the fuck out. That's the only thing I'll say.
He
did grab the titty.
He grabbed optimism. I say shit out of real.
No, it's not even out of optimism. It's about how the security works. Literally, go watch the rest of how that went down.
Detail work, but again, nothing about that is a normal security detail, sir. Nothing at all. Again, he sat there. Matt, pull up the graphic you used initially.
If you're talking about Trump, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm just going
to go for a point. Let me have a point. Matt, pull up the graphic you used initially.
He already pulled it, I think. He needs a second.
Oh my God.
No, we do that all the time. Don't do that to him. We do that all the time when we've moved on.
Look at her face. Him.
Yeah.
Hey, what I did. You like what I did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of two things. It is one of two things. Either it's staged and he knows it, and that's why he's not freaking out, or dementia has fully set it. He's like, "What's happening?"
But that's another thing, and I'm glad you raised that point. I'm glad you've raised that point.
It's one or the other.
I don't think it's the dementia. Again, he has never freaked out. He has always been I want to be in the front in the spotlight. Because there's another picture where everybody's running. He's standing on the side watching.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Let me tell you. So, for those who do not understand, the president runs the Secret Service in this, that, and the third. Yes. But in a moment where there is a potential threat or risk to the president's life, nothing he fucking says matters.
They supersede. They supersede until his safety.
Everything
until his safety is guaranteed. he has to follow their orders until his safety is guaranteed.
Even if he doesn't want, they will push and they will drag his ass. Because no matter what, their job is to protect him. So even in the Butler situation where he was able to make a perfect pose from a fake shot for a pitcher, that would never really happen. For him to be standing on the side while there, quote unquote, is an active shooter in the building, that would never happen. Which also, the hotel in which the White House Correspondents' Dinner has been held for years, the number one thing they do is they block that bitch out for months. That no one, and I mean no one, can stay in this hotel.
If I'm not mistaken, the shooter was able to book either with that hotel or the one next door the day before.
The day before.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's never going to happen. You can't even get within 2 blocks of the area. It is so. Do you understand? Not people think that they're just police cars out there. Do you understand the military presence that is actually out there?
Yeah.
So to sit there and say, well, this could have happened. No. Well, what about the lapse in security? Yes, that's a possibility. But for that to happen, for someone to get a room, is also going back to what Winston said. I know we got to move on. Going back to what Winston said earlier. This was all to tout about getting this fucking ballroom. Because it was already, judges have already ruled it's unconstitutional. You don't get to build a ballroom. You are just a guest.
Yeah.
You are a guest here. You do not get to make it needs a ball. No, here's the problem. Also, the first White House Correspondents' Dinner you decide to attend as president. The first one you decide to attend.
That was the part that got me. It's not only that he's the first one he's attending, it's also the fact that he made it very clear he was going to give a short speech and he was out. And that was essentially about what was about to go down. And then all of this happened. And it doesn't help that you had, whether it was poor wording, but it honestly feels like they were tipping.
Caroline Levitt said,
Caroline Levitt talking about, hey man, some shots are going to be fired tonight. Like, obviously that, like, I'm not trying to be obtuse. That is something that is said all the time with roasting and all that kind of stuff. Sure. But like, again, I think the thing that's the most interesting about this is the idea that it's pathetic that we've gotten to a place that the first instinct of everyone in this country at this point is to jump to, or for a large amount of people in this country is to jump to, this was staged. That is only a thing because of the precedent that this fucking administration is set of being liars and grifters and everything else. This would not be a thing if it was somebody that we felt like we could trust, which we really can't at this point. So
you hear about unfortunate attempts all the time, but yeah, streamlabs.com/Blerds in the Hood /tip. Streamlabs.com/Blerds in the Hood /tip. This ties into the second part of the story.
Yes. So Jimmy Kimmel is under attack from the FCC yet again. The Trump administration is pressuring ABC to fire Jimmy Kimmel, setting up a legal battle between ABC's parent company, Disney, and the FCC. The FCC is preparing to call in all of the TV station licenses for Disney ABC for early renewal.
They just done it. As like 20 seconds ago, the FCC ordered an early renewal of all the licenses on Disney because they're trying to basically say, oh, we want to figure out, they're trying to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel because it's only because he hurts Donald Trump's feelings.
So specifically what ended up happening, and this is the part that I think people are off, like not paying attention to and what they're trying to manipulate. Jimmy, before the Correspondents' Dinner, so this must have been probably Thursday night, because I don't believe he goes live Friday. So Thursday night, he did a fake Correspondents' Dinner where he decided to do a roast. And he did a particular joke, essentially saying that Melania was making a face looking like an expectant widow. Now, again, he's not a psychic. He had nothing to do with anything that was going on here, at least to my knowledge or anything like that. So to that point, he's making it more from the fact that her husband is very old and has shown multiple times these random sicknesses that have been going on. That's what that was, one way or the other. This was not about anything else. Melania decided to make a comment about this yesterday and think that it's disgusting and that ABC should fire it. And now they've gone on another push to get Jimmy Kimmel pulled off the air, which has been made a top priority by Trump to remove all the late night hosts because he hates them.
So this is just as of Tuesday, this is today. The FCC has ordered Disney to submit early renewal of its owned and operated stations. In a filing, the FCC's media bureau said, quote, the FCC determines that calling in Disney's ABC licenses for early renewal at this time under the Communications Act public interest standard is essential within the meaning of agency regulations. Therefore, Disney's ABC is hereby directed to file license renewals for all of their licensed TV stations within 30 days. In other words, by May 28th, 2026.
Because I went to go look it up, man, just to like get the exact date. It was on Thursday. It was on the 23rd. Like this was before the goddamn correspondence.
This was before the correspondence.
It had nothing to do with it.
You're mad. He hurt his feelings. He hurt his feelings.
Yep.
For supposedly the side that is again, I always say this. I don't choose a political side, right? I'll talk about everything. But for the side that's always like, comedy is back. You can say what you want to say. Free speech is back. The moment it's said and it's something about somebody you don't like, then it's a problem.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. So I just like if you want to make the argument that it's tasteless or it was a bad joke, again, say what you will. It is what it is, one way or the other. But I'm sick and tired of, like Jay just said, freedom of speech, and then you turn around and you try and strip freedom of speech. You can't have it both ways. Either we have it or we don't.
We have it or we don't. You're mad because Jimmy Kimmel has been roasting him nonstop. And you think he's supposed because he's the president. And here's the problem. People keep saying, well, they never talked about other presidents. They talked about them when they did something worth talking about. The problem is this particular one consistently does dumb shit.
Yep.
Like
1,000%. Like because the worst thing that quote unquote Obama did in that regard, they wanted to go off on him for wearing a tan suit or the bicycle helmet. I don't know if you remember when he was riding his bike and he had a helmet on. He's like, they literally were like, what a beta male. He wears a bike helmet. How dare he? And it's like, probably because the Secret Service told his ass to put the goddamn helmet on because if he hurts himself, then they'd have a whole thing. Like, what are we talking about?
Not even just he needs to wear. He's a fucking president. You might want to wear a helmet, sir.
But anyway, we got to move on. We got to go to the next thing, man. Streamlabs.com/Blerds-in-the-Hood/tip. Streamlabs.com/Blerds-in-the-Hood/tip. Here's some bad news. Gen V was canceled after 2 seasons. Amazon canceled the series after the 2nd season, but is moving forward with the boys spinoff in the form of Vought Rising. Of the cancellation, executive producer Eric, is it Kripke? Kripke. And Evan Goldberg said, while we wish we could keep the party going another season at Godolkin, we're committed to continuing the Gen V's character stories in The Boys Season 5 and other VCU projects on the horizon.
Cinematic Universe.
Right. You'll see them again.
Let me say.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yes, it is unfortunate after season 2, Gen V got canceled. But I said this on social media, and I need people to understand something. Now, some people want to go, oh, man, they canceled the show with a black woman lead. That's why they got rid of it. No, that's not why. The story of Gen V was about up-and-coming superheroes, a group of them, at Godolkin University. The group that we followed, you took them out of Godolkin and put them into The War, which is now season 5 of The Boys. Therefore, the Godolkin story is canceled. It's the way it's going. You're not going to go follow a whole new batch of heroes because that's just a bunch of random ass people. The people you followed are ones that each had a reason to be followed. Now, as far as Vought Rising, they have been talking about Vought Rising for years. Years. The story with Soulja Boy and Stormfront. I'm sorry, Liberty, which, by the way, have you been watching the season?
Yeah.
He Homelander fucked his mom.
Yeah, he fucked his mom.
Homelander was fucking his mama.
I thought we talked about this because the whole Oedipal side of things.
Yeah, but when he kept bringing up Liberty and Stormfront and the way Soulja Boy kept looking, it was
very apparent that he was.
Because here's the thing: soups technically aren't supposed to impregnate people, let alone each other. So what happened was they took Soulja Boy's sperm and Liberty's egg, fertilized it in a regular girl. which is why he killed the mom that came out. He came out of, and I say this not having seen any of the rest of the episodes. Yeah. Just let me make sure I preface that. So, because think about it, if it's a soldier boy and Liberty, why wouldn't the child be considered the Homelander? But he gonna find out.
It's not just that. He put stuff together. So you had the idea that they had some sort of energy manipulation. He has his eye lasers, but there's there's a rare number of supers that can fly, and there's a rare number of supers that are that invulnerable. And what did he get? Fly and
invulnerability.
You put those together and you made a Homelander.
Your mama's back out, and it explains your mommy issues.
Bro, what's weirder to me is the fact that mommy was desperately trying to give him a hand job while half her face was blown off at the end of the scene.
Yes. There's a Lord, a style of Ubermensch. No, we don't need a supreme priest. We don't need a supreme priest. So, but here's the thing. Between VOD Rising as well as a boys spinoff set in Mexico, they've been, I don't know.
When did they announce the Mexico spinoff?
There's a Mexico spinoff coming. Yes.
Oh yeah, I didn't even finish the sentence, and it started to it's just called The Boys Mexico. I know
what the fuck I'm talking about out in these streets.
It's called The Boys Mexico.
Matt was even sitting there like, huh? What? Yeah, nigga. Huh? So the thing is, they've had these things in the works for a while. I understand we wanted the Marie Moreau character to go forward in this, that, and the third. She can go forward in the boys universe itself,
which they've already kind of tipped their hat that's coming one way or the other, because you got to remember they mentioned her by name, being like, well, where's Marie? And it's like, not here right now. She's doing something else. So in the same way that we saw Starlight would randomly show up in Gen V or things like that, or even Homelander for a split second, it's because we will get there. We will get there one way or the other. Now, I just from an actor, I'm sure you feel the same way.
Let me make sure I say this too.
I liked it a lot too, and I think just as actors on top of that, I think we both can feel a little bit of like, damn, I feel bad for the actors of like,
yes,
you were a series regular on the show, your show is now over, so you're not going to magically become series regulars for season 5. You'll get little kind of guest stuff that comes in. So for that, it's that. But we also have to keep in mind they did an excellent job addressing the elephant in the room of the unfortunate, like, tragic loss of Chance.
Yes.
But you also have to remember, to that point, I'm sure even that made things a little bit difficult, that you lost like one of your lead like actors and characters on there. I'm sure there's also some emotional hurt where it's just like,
a friend.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot kind of wrapped around all of this one way or the other. Sad to see it go, but it makes logical sense. If you're done telling that story, you're done telling that story. The fact that you spoiler alert, but it's been over 6 months. You killed Godolkin, who the fucking thing was after.
Was actually alive, and he came back, and it was like, this nigga got to die, and Marie took him out.
Yeah. So all that being said, the other major piece of media news we need to talk about, it has now come to light that as part of this Paramount Warner Brothers merger, that the Saudi-backed firm that is helping out with this will effectively own 49.5% of Paramount Warner Brothers when this is all said and done. So again, if we were talking about the idea we're supposed to be so America first one way or the other, and the FCC has already,
we are America first. You know why? Because
we have 50.5%.
Yep.
Because we have 50.5.
50.5%. That look. I promise you, someone is going to say, well, technically, Skydance still owns 50%, 50.5%. So that's the majority.
So, like, to that point, because I was very curious of what the breakdown was for the rest of this kind of stuff, I looked at all the other majors and how that goes. Sure, you're going to have random people that own shares for any of the stuff that's publicly traded, but the only one of the majors that has like massive influence from a different country as far as that goes is Sony, because Sony was initially a Japanese company in the first fucking place. But otherwise, the rest of those are all based here, and it doesn't mean you don't have investments or people that buy shares or everything else, but not to this fucking scale. It's not even remotely close.
Well,
and the other thing
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, the other thing that was interesting to me was what the breakdown was of the big five and where they are as far as owning media, Disney's at number 1 with 28. When you merge Warner Brothers with Paramount, they are now just below Disney at 27% of the market share of media.
Yeah.
They go from Warner Brothers being at 21, being at 20, and Paramount being at about 7 to jumping to 27% and being just below Disney.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here's the problem again. And people, some people may watch this and be like, Jay, why are you so like nonchalant about this? I'm like, because I knew this was going to be a thing. Remember when the bids were coming in? Yeah. When the bids, Saudi was trying to put its own bid in.
Yep.
Saudi was trying to put its own bid. Saudi has been wanting to get into Hollywood for the longest. That has been one of the biggest things the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has been wanting to do, was to get itself directly into Hollywood, to invest money into Hollywood and get money out of Hollywood. That's been something it's been wanting to do. This is not a shock.
And I think the part about it that's again, what people bring up all the time is like, again, Khashoggi got killed in Saudi Arabia. So this entire idea of, if we're trying to protect free speech and to be able to put art and media and all that kind of stuff out how we want, when they have that kind of controlling firm to be putting pressure to try and make sure certain things don't happen anymore,
hey guys, don't worry. They're committed to releasing at least 15 theatrical releases a year per company.
I thought it was 30, dude.
No, I said 15 per company.
Oh, okay.
15 from Paramount and 15 from Warner. Hey guys, don't listen. It's all going to be fine. You guys wanted the movie experiences. You're going to get 30 movies a year from this company. Don't worry about nothing, because that's what you all said matters. Remember, for everyone throughout this whole thing that was worried about the theatrical experience, that's what you said mattered the most, was movies in the theater.
Bro, it's going to be like 31 spoons of chocolate, and it's gonna be horrible. And I can't. And I'm which by the way, go watch my out of the theater reaction for it. I love RZA to death, but that was rough. Streamlabs.com/Blerds N The Hood/tip. Streamlabs.com/Blerds N The Hood/tip. Again, you want to support the show? Get your questions in that we will read on the next one. We'll be sure to do that. What are you gonna say, Jay?
Oh, I knew it was gonna be something rough when I was like, "Oh, Shameek Moore is the lead of this." Got it.
But I actually like him. I actually like him as an actor. I thought he was fantastic and dope. He obviously did a great job with Miles Morales. The issues with Shameek was more that this nigga was thirsting. He was thirsting way too hard for Haley Steinfeld, and she did not feel the same way.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll go one step further. I'll give him one step further. I gave him the benefit of the doubt when he was playing the chef, when he was playing Raekwon in the Wu-Tang series, because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna fully feel. That's where the connection with the two of them come from.
Got it.
That's the connection for the two of them. So I was like, I wonder how I'm gonna feel about, and he did a pretty damn good job as Raekwon. But again, after hearing all the shit that he been doing, you're like, oh, buddy, oh, pal.
Bro, it's rough. It's the more you hear about what was going down with him trying to like thirst after hey, it just sucks that's all just like in the like you just made an ass of yourself in the public eye, my dude. Like if
I shoot these shots publicly, ain't no way I can get denied publicly. Denial.
Bro, I guess he can never go to a Bills game at this point. I don't know, man.
Can't go nowhere. The Bills playing, can't watch the Bills on TV. Oh my God, you can't even rewatch Bumblebee no more.
Bro, you're telling me every time, even if he has Sunday Ticket, every time he tries the Bills game on, it says this is not available in your area?
No. His Sunday Ticket is so specified. He just said, this is not available for you, Shameek. You're like,
it literally just says, read a book, nigga. Just like,
you know what's funny about that statement, real quick? And I'm gonna tell you why. And
we gotta go to this next story. What?
No, nigga, we got time. We literally have time. I can bring this up. So there's a comedian I know. She made a rap song that said, "Read a book, bitch." Named Camille Corbett. And immediately when you said that, I saw the Camille song. Read a book, bitch. Read just the Shameek Moore and nobody else. Oh my God. Some of y'all gonna be like, where can I find that song? I'm like, I did my part.
Hey, man. Oh my God! All right, well, we got to talk about it. This is the story that just
thirsty ass niggas want to go on this. Oh God!
Well, because it's a gift that keeps on giving, bro. So Diana Russini and Mike Vrabel's drama keeps getting more and more complicated. For those that were watching the draft, you're aware of the fact that Vrabel skipped day 3 of the NFL draft to try and reconcile with his family after the news broke.
Yeah, nigga.
But other things came out, including
we'll go get out in the open.
the other things came out, as you can see some of these photos, them in a casino back in 2021, them at bars, kissing, and everything else like that. All of these photos came out on top of the fact. Please tell me you put the tweet of her contemplating about the name of her son, right? No. So she put it. Did you not know about this, Jay?
Oh no, I did.
Yeah, so she, and this is the thing I did not pay attention to until recently. Matt, see if you can find it really quick, just so I can try and stay focused. Sorry about that. She wrote it at about 3 a.m, and it said, "Looking at my 4-day-old son Michael and thinking about all of the great players and coaches named Michael in the NFL." Mike Vrabel was both a player and a coach. So she was thinking about one Michael in particular.
Now,
it doesn't
everybody
stop.
Needs to be making up to their spouse is Diana Russini. That's who she. Fuck Mike Vrabel and his family. Look, I know y'all like, but what about his family? Hey man, listen, this family gonna deal with it.
But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't help that on top of that, Diana Russini apparently made a Spotify playlist called Turning the Page with all these different songs to help get over a hard time or a breakup. This happened to coincide when this list was made, when the Titans, his former team he was head coach of, were in the middle of a 4-week skid, a 4-week loss.
Wait, what?
Shit, that's what I was trying to tell you. That's why this was said. What we wanted to talk about this again is because in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, she made a Spotify playlist that was shared between her and an anonymous Mike that was set to help you get over whatever hardship you're going for. It was called Turning the Page, my nigga. And it directly coincided with the 4-game skid that he soon then got fired from the team, my nigga. Like, there is a reason why this came back up. And here is the tweet I was talking about. Keep looking at my almost 4-day-old son, Michael, while trying to figure out who are the best Michaels to ever play and coach the NFL. This happened at, I guess, the timing, depending on when you look at it, 6 a.m. or 3 a.m., obviously wherever you are, your time zone. So the way Matt found this, someone saw it at 6 a.m. She's writing about her son named Michael and the best players and coaches in here. So part of the reason, soon after all this went down, where some of this stuff started to come, like more started to come out, Diana Russini deleted her Twitter. Like, it's now gone. So people can, but people screenshot that shit before it was gone, bro. So
okay, listen. At this point, I'm on Diana Russini's side.
What?
Hear me out. Okay.
Go ahead. Take center spotlight, my nigga.
I ain't you nigga spotlight. It's like, no. Give the spotlight.
Also, I forgot. The baby was born a month after those kissing photos, mind you.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Don't make me laugh. It's serious. It's serious shit. It's serious shit. Don't make me laugh. It's serious. So, Diana Russini was
months, not a month, months. But go ahead.
Was more than likely a woman who not only had a tryst, but she was also in love. Now,
probably
she had true feelings that developed. Now, yes, I know people are gonna go, but Jay, she
shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. Look at your dumb ass say it.
Maybe she, she fell in love, and again, look, she just happened to be, in a relationship and get married. That doesn't always. They always say you shouldn't let your husband or wife stop you from finding your soulmate, and she found. You shouldn't let your husband or wife stop you from finding your soulmate.
Bitch, what? Oh my God.
But she clearly wanted to be there for someone she deeply cared about in her time of need, in his time
Are
of
you
need.
not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Are you almost done?
I am, you know what? I am so done. But I feel like we need to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I will say this much. There is a world where potentially they truly were in love as far as all that goes. But then again,
I don't like the hate that she's catching.
No. Should her get off the pot? If that's the case, if they're truly in love like that, then get a divorce from your spouses and go be together. Like, go pull what's the name from the damn Today Show or whatever show it was.
Now that shit, hey, bro, that's a whole different level of bullshit. When the motherfuckers ended up marrying each other and they spouses.
But that's the point. Oh, the spouses married each other too? I didn't know about that. That's hilarious.
I don't know if the spouses for sure did.
I don't know about that, but they literally were like, no, this is my person. It's fucked up and it sucks. But if that's really what it is, then go be together. Stop cheating. Divorce your spouses. Go be together. And do your thing, because this is clearly not a case. Because before, a lot of people were like, oh, we don't know what their relationship. Maybe it's an open thing. La, 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 la. Okay, well, if that's also the case, then this would not have gone the way that it went. Instead, Vrabel's out here like, I'd apologize to my wife and my kids. I'm going to rehab.
Listen, this poor man, this poor man. The camera is all
This poor man who did it to himself, Jay.
Hey, listen, this man is in a tough time. He's in a bind, Nate. He's in a bind. He's in a situation. You know, it's just like the Erykah Badu song, Next Lifetime. He knows where, you know, he like, look, I have to explain to them. He could have hit her with the whole, hey, honey, it's Richie.
What is you talking about?
Look, I ain't never coming home no more. Take it easy. Could have hit her with the Harlem Nights. He did.
Jay.
I just want my baby.
His baby is named Michael by Diana Russini. He wants that. Now,
love really is dead. Klay Thompson has apparently fumbled the bag with Megan Thee Stallion.
According to Megan, I want to get off and then I want to get serious about
it. According to Megan, she posted on her Instagram story, Klay has been cheating. She said, as you can see right here, cheating had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. Bitch, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. So the internet has been ablaze as far as all of this goes, man. And it has apparently affected Megan even deeper than we realized. A few hours after revealing the heartbreak, Megan was seen performing her role at Moulin Rouge, but she announced that she is actually departing the show 2 weeks earlier than initially planned, due to obviously a personal reason. In this case, we know because of the breakup. So, there's a lot to talk about this. I really thought that they were happy and shit. I guess not.
My heart goes out to Klay Thompson.
To Klay?
My heart goes out to Klay Thompson.
Would you like to explain to me why Klay and not Megan, though?
Absolutely.
I would love to hear this.
It's got to be difficult being a light-skinned biracial nigga, having probably the finest black woman you've ever seen in your life, and not really knowing what to do with that, knowing deep inside you want a white woman. It must be really.
We don't know that she was white. You don't know that shit.
Oh no, she's a light-skinned chick supposedly. But here's the thing. Also, my heart goes to Klay Thompson because again,
supposedly. Wait. Who presented this evidence? What?
I don't know what this nigga is saying. I just see
Matt is saying no. Matt is saying no. She's not.
Okay. Yeah, she's not a white one. She's a light-skinned girl. But here's what I'm saying. My heart goes out to Klay because now this brother will never know peace in the streets. Do you understand the rage?
Oh, dude, the rage that they've already. Bro, wait. Pause. Diana Russini has now deleted her Spotify account. The playlist is gone, nigga. Like the more they find the shit, the more she keeps trying to cover the shit up.
Diana Russini is a reporter, but clearly not a journalist, because goddamn, somebody doing some eagle-eye, private eye shit on her. Everything she thinks is motherfuckers like, One more step ahead of you. Niggas are going to find hard copy hard copy prints and pictures. I promise they are.
I'm sure.
But
looping back to Klay and Megan, there is a video that I wanted to play because it really pissed me off about how kind of stupid it was. I think the overall messaging was maybe correct, but the initial statement was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Give me a second to pull it up. Here it is. So there is a UK podcaster who decided to say this. Boom. And there it is. All right. She had this to say.
We didn't know Klay Thompson before Meg Thee Stallion. We didn't know Stephon Diggs before Cardi B. And
I don't really need to hear the rest of it. That's all I needed to get out of there. Essentially what she says, I'll give you the cliff notes. She goes, oh, you had way more social clout than him. You were really putting him on, blah, blah, blah. You are out of your mind if you actually think that people didn't know who the fuck Klay Thompson, 4-time NBA champion, one half of the Splash Brothers, the second greatest shooter behind Steph Curry himself in league history, scored 60 points off 11 fucking dribbles. What the fuck do you mean no one knew who Klay Thompson? Plenty of fucking people knew it. And if anything, he's been in the league 14 fucking years. He's been doing this longer than Megan's been famous.
So I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people are not gonna like this statement, and I say it I'm leading with love, and I do not mean to be joking or anything. I need some, not all, some women to get off of that horse. And dudes, I need y'all to get off of that. She made him famous. Or when you have a celebrity couple and one person you might not have heard of prior before their interaction with a famous pop star, y'all got to stop doing that shit.
Like, for example, someone tried to say that for a split second about Travis Barker when being with whatever Kardashian that he's with, and it's like,
he's fucking Travis Barker.
Travis Barker. He was a part of Blink-182, one of the largest rock bands in the world. Like what? Like, but that's the problem, is that people keep doing that kind of delusional. I'll give you maybe Stephon Diggs from the standpoint that football players, hold on. Football players specifically, unless you are like the Patrick Mahomes, the Tom Brady's, like the literal tip top of the league, because you also don't see their faces. I will maybe give you that as far as the global reach for Stephon Diggs. But it is absolutely insane to say that she made Klay Thompson famous.
No. But here's what. So again, global reach, I get that statement, yes. But to sit there and say a Pro Bowler, a quintessential receiver in the NFL like Stephon Diggs, again, for people who do not know football, maybe I'll give you that. But for people who are diehard football fans around the world, mind you,
which is fair. The reason why I gave a baby bit of the benefit of the doubt with that is because it is American football in that regard.
But no. But the problem with that statement, because this is where I'm going to, that's what I'm alluding to. Even though it is American football, there are a lot of people watching American football all around the world.
I get that, but basketball is completely different in the sense, because it is played internationally the way that it is and everything else. Basketball still has that vice grip where, in
that regard, I absolutely understand. I'm not going to argue with that point, but I'm just saying, yes, the Olympics with basketball and things like that, and the way the sport has transcended the game in itself. Yes, I understand. But to say football, all in all, we're both saying the same thing.
No, I get you, because the other thing I was going to bring up about American football in particular with that, it's because they also wear the helmet. So that is something that has been said all the time. Hell, you had a whole fucking game plan to go to the NBA All-Star Weekend because niggas wear helmets and they can't tell to say, I'm a lineman, my nigga, because people would not be able to tell. Like, that's what I mean. That's the only minor thing I will give that the Cardi B stuff, but you are out of your mind to say that Megan made Klay famous. You are literally smoking crack rocks.
But here's the biggest problem. This is the biggest. God, I gotta find that fucking. I should have had that meme pulled up. Matt, can you pull up the meme, the Megan Thee Stallion with all of her ex-boyfriends? Just search it. It's gonna be different ones. This is the problem I'm having now, and it is primarily dudes. They're like, well, Megan was with this person and that person and this person and that person and this person and that person and this person and that person. And why would Klay want to wife that up? And I'm like, first of all, what are we, 12? Can we stop with this? A grown woman had boyfriends.
Right. That's
partners.
Stupid. That's
or even a grown man had girlfriends and partners. Like, people are gonna do what they do. This whole facade that people want to put on that, like, you got in order for somebody to marry you or want to settle down with you, you have to be pure and have never done shit, never had shit, all this other shit, like never had any relationships. You've only had sex with maybe 1 or 2 people. Listen, some people have fucked a lot. It just is what it is. Okay. That does not negate who they are as people.
Yep.
It does not. But for to sit here and people be like, well, you know, Megan, she was fucking with the baby, Tory Lanez, this person, that person, this. Okay, and like outside of the most people with the those are because those are open entertainers that we know of. Now, when you got to talk about athletes, the one thing athletes keep on deck more than condoms are NDAs. We do not know how many random bitches Klay Thompson was fucking with.
Well, and that was the thing that that's the thing people were saying, knowing that they're like the open secret about Steph having an open marriage because of Aisha's ass like pressing him and things like that. You think that a 4-time $300 million career lifetime earnings, second greatest shooter of all time, like 4-time champion, you think he ain't out here getting ass? What are we like?
What are we talking about?
The idea that people were like, you know,
no, I know, I hear you. I'm like, no, I'm with you. I'm like, what are we talking about? When people are like, you think he's not?
He was like, that's the thing. Everybody has been saying, nah, he been out in the streets, bro. He was constantly out here fucking. He just comes off as goofy because he doesn't put himself on social media like that. And that's the thing that I will give Megan, is that she is a big social media person and then kept putting him in those videos because of that and whatnot. But it's neither here nor there, man. I am sad to see that they did not work out because they genuinely looked like they were very, very happy. But that just also goes to show that social media really does not tell the tale. That is a curated thing. That is a curated thing that people, the 4th greatest shooter, who are you saying are the other 2 greater than him? Are you just talking about threes made? But I don't.
Oh,
top
Lord.
Shooters ever in NBA, because that's kind of
Ray Allen and James Harden are above him.
Oh, Ray Allen, I can see that.
Ray Allen, sure, but James Harden is not a better shooter than Klay.
You'd be surprised. He just don't play no defense.
3,390 made threes.
Yeah, James Harden just don't play no defense, my nigga.
He is a full 500 above Klay. Also, play missed seasons. I can say that.
He missed like, you have to throw that in there too. The missed seasons. Like, I would look more at percentage than I would at like actual made in that regard because of that. But anyway, doesn't matter. Let's move on to our last story we want to talk about real quick, man. And that is the Michael biopic dropped this past weekend, and it actually shattered a record. I didn't even realize this. Let's see. So Michael actually was the highest grossing opening weekend for a musical biopic.
I'm sorry. You ever see something that at the same time somebody says something you can't help but to give an audible reaction?
Sure. What happened?
So they're supposed to be the State Department.
You just said that at the worst time. I said it was the greatest.
I know, and I'm sorry. The State Department unveiled a redesign for America's 250 for your passport.
Yeah.
And it's a picture of Trump on it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I don't want to talk about that.
My fucking passport anymore if it has to have this picture on it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
But yeah, let's go back to put the picture back up.
219 million worldwide, making it the 6th highest grossing film of 2026 already, but it also becomes the biggest premiere for a musical biopic ever.
Until Princess drops.
I don't know about that.
I got a feeling Princess, but it depends on who. See, I think the issue is going to be, you can take this down. I think the thing is going to be, okay, well, never mind. While I'll tell you my thoughts on the movie in a second. This is the reason I bring up Prince. One of the things that helps out this Michael movie is Jafar looking damn near exactly like him.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and putting in the work to get those moves
and
down too.
The moves, the mannerisms, the voice, all of that is phenomenal. You know, all of that is phenomenal. But Prince, it would be the only one that's going to be difficult because it's going to be hard to find an artist that because Prince didn't have any kids that I know of. Or somebody that's gonna look like him to give you the mannerism. The only close person I think could pull it off is Bruno Mars.
Yeah, potentially. I could see that. I think that's the thing though. Obviously, Prince was absolutely fucking massive and one of the greatest
shot at Prince in the movie.
But that was the thing. I needed more than that. The one line. So let's actually talk about the movie. Let's what did you think? I don't think I've heard your thoughts on
I've not said nothing. I posted nothing. I saw it on Sunday. I didn't post. Shouts out to my homegirl Lachelle Sargent. She arranged she got a private theater for us to watch it.
Nice.
It was great watching it in IMAX. I will say again, Jafar Jackson did phenomenal.
He did. He was fantastic.
He was phenomenal. I think Nia Long as Catherine Jackson was amazing. Coleman Domingo as Joe was. The crazy thing about looking at Coleman in that is you can tell if you know him, he had to shrink himself down because Coleman is a tall dude.
Well, he was hunching like crazy.
He was hunching like crazy because he had to shrink himself down. I think this movie could have just been a concert film because I feel like there wasn't, for the most part, outside of his Make-A-Wishes and all of those things, there wasn't anything in this we didn't know.
But it's not just that. I think that you're right about that, and I finally found the words that I needed to describe what it was because I was replying to somebody's comments on my review of it. This felt more like a tribute than a biopic, in the sense that it tributes to seeing the kind of creation of the Thriller video and watching Jafar hit the moves spot on.
I would have rather seen more of how that and Beat It were made because watching how Beat It was made was so amazing to me.
That was fantastic. And that was my issue is there is a whole scene where Catherine or Nia Long, Michael's mother, it's like, hey, Michael, don't you want to go play with the other little kids in the neighborhood and things like that? It's like, no, Mom, I can't do it. You know, all the kids just want to take photos. That nobody actually treats me like a normal human. If you had shown me that, these are moments where I go, damn, this is a good movie. You were showing me the emotional attachment as to what the things that are happening. You show me with the animals, but you don't really get into why he found himself being so drawn to animals like that. You had things like he has been in interviews.
I'm confused. I mean, because I know the line.
He had spoken in multiple interviews about both why he hung out with, like, he would do a lot of the Make of the Wish stuff and with children, and he talked about why with animals, because animals are just and kids are honest with their emotions. There's not playing games. There's no anything. They're just them. If you had really kind of shown me genuinely in that moment of like watching people like manipulate like that, and then you could have made it up, or maybe there was a story behind as to why all of a sudden he then became drawn to animals in that regard, you would start to paint a picture. And that is what a biopic is. You told me about these little important moments that he had, but then you would just jump into, and here's Motown 25. I would love to know.
Well, because I think the movie was, again, it was like, I agree, tribute movie sounds best. Because it was about showing you how the creation of the musical genius, more than anything, not the real life shit that you don't know.
But if you're doing a biopic, then you do need to show the real life shit. You didn't show anything about Diana Ross. You didn't show anything about Brooke Shields. You didn't show anything about any of that.
Also, here's a problem too, and let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it 100. For everything everyone wanted to see. And again, this is just outside of the allegation portion. Do you understand how long this movie would have been?
Well, it was originally 4+ hours. So
okay, that's what I'm saying. You got a 4+ hour movie
Sure.
And there's so much. Yes, you are right. There is a lot that like I said, for me, it was just, I see this what it is. It's a tribute to his music.
Which again, I understand.
I think it shouldn't have been labeled as a biopic. I think that's the issue.
I agree. I fully agree with that, because again, some of the things that were not then seen. You have the fact that like Michael had been quoted multiple times in interviews about how Joe's presence coming in the room at times would make him sick. So like the idea of, I don't need to see Joe like effing people up, but you got one belt whooping scene that was happening, and then that was kind of it. You alluded to stuff, but you didn't do any. That there wasn't another moment where like, oh, this nigga might kill somebody. Like we didn't have.
I think if I'm Antoine Fuqua, and I'm not speaking on behalf of him, but I think it's one of those. Here's the issue: the Jacksons and American Dream exist. Okay, so what do you need to see outside of something that you can't already see in this three-part docu-series, biopic drama series, however you want to label it, right? Outside of that, the beatings, we saw those in abundance in the Jacksons and American Dream.
Okay,
right?
So I had never heard about that. Like I had only heard about it once this was like out, then people started bringing that up one way or the other. But there's a lot of people that this is your first introduction into the full life of Michael.
No, I get that. But when you have the older mindset, see, I get how you're thinking, but you think along the lines too, and this is not a bad thing by any means. Please don't think I'm trying to be disrespectful. It's of a newer generation's mindset where it's like, oh, this, like you said, this is what we know. The majority of people who they're doing this for, who on this are doing this for, are the people who we're fans. We know this music. So if you know this music from the core, guess what else you're going to know about? The Jacksons and American Dream, which means you've seen the abuse that they've gone through. So you don't want to replay that.
Which again, I understand that, but then fine, Jay, there's other things. You want to talk about the musical genius of it all. You don't, based on the time, you don't cover We Are the World. You don't get into, if you want to talk about why Thriller was so important for him, he puts out Off the Wall, right? It gets 1 Grammy for just best R&B album. Michael notoriously was fucking furious about that, and then decided, I'm going to do something that they will never deny my genius of fucking again. And that's why Thriller became such a big deal, is from that element of going and putting, fuck y'all, do you know who I am? So there's little moments like that that are left out that don't allow this to feel more cohesive of who Michael is as a person. Michael feels very two-dimensional because you're jumping what feels like to just major points and not showing us what the through line is. That is what, like, because I look at Ray, for example. I think Ray is a significantly better biopic looking at like a musical artist, because we don't watch every single thing that Ray does, but we do see it kind of go through as far as the drug use, the womanizing, all of the things are in there, as well as watching him make the music happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think for every person's biopic who's going to be depicted, whether if they are living or if not, if it's their family and their estate, there's only going to depend. That depends on what is released. That determines what the public gets to see, right? With the Jacksons and American Dream, they all let you see everything that was up until the point where it was shot, damn near. They let you see everything then. And again, I just look at it as the family. Everybody's like, oh, well, why would they just put this out? If you pay attention to who are the executive producers of this film,
well, it's the estate is the main thing. Is the estate? Yeah,
but
family members.
But when you look, not even just the estate. Look at which Jacksons signed off on it.
Right. But yeah.
Janet isn't, bro. Fuck that. Janet isn't even in it.
Yeah. Yep. She wanted nothing to do with it. Look, again, I understand all of that. I think one of the things that would have also been that was just missing as far as this goes. I'm thinking in terms of the fact that, like, one of the things that gets brought up a lot is the family. And Michael even says it himself. My family is important. We didn't really see them hanging out. He had 2 instances, one when he got Bubbles, and they all came outside being like, this nigga got a monkey. Like,
well, it was more so Joe being about how important the family was. Michael was about his family, but he was also, in the movie, it tells you, he was about his family, but he was more so about his music. He was about creating. Go ahead.
I agree with you, but I think that's part of the thing that was also missing. It is, and again, they're producing it, so maybe they just didn't want it in there. But that, to me, again, feels like a massive misstep. And it's still, regardless of how they feel about it, it does hurt the movie. Is the fact that like there was tension between him and his siblings about the fact that he was then becoming this megastar by himself, and a little bit of like I literally needed nobody here to see you, Otis.
But that means
nobody here to see you, Otis.
But that
like I needed a Jackson version of that shit, bro. Nobody here to see you, Jermaine.
But that means the siblings didn't want that to come out.
But it's
because again, let's compare it to what it is. Compare it to Bohemian Rhapsody. Look, the way Freddie Mercury finds out he has AIDS and everything with the live AIDS, all this shit. A lot of it was like, that ain't how it happened. Because again, it's who's telling the story to tell you the story.
Right. Well, I think that's the problem. It then felt like instead of being close to Michael and Michael telling he obviously can't tell the story now, he's dead, but the idea of if we're supposed to be going through his lens, it feels like we are watching from an outside lens looking in at Michael versus following Michael's story. That is what that feels like the overall issue to me, and why it feels more like a tribute than it feels like an actual biopic.
Again, I going back to my point, the biggest mistake, more than anything, that I think will solve all of this, would have solved all this, excuse me. The biggest thing that would have solved all of this is not calling it a biopic.
It would have helped. It definitely would have helped.
I think I think it helps, and here's why I say I don't think it would have. I think it absolutely. It definitely would have helped, because it when you take it out of the frame of a biopic, you now lose some of those expectations you have with a biopic, right?
Which is fair.
Once you take that label away, you are now able to do whatever you want to do without people expecting to see certain things, right? If you just call it a tribute film, it's a movie that's a tribute to Michael Jackson, starring his nephew. You call it just that. You talk about certain parts of his life. Bam! No one complains per se,
right?
No one. But the moment you labeled it biopic, and if you know the story of Michael, if you followed over the years, you know about, like you said, interviews, you know of these different things you've heard of, you've seen these recants, et cetera, et cetera. Now you're looking at it through a completely different lens.
Yep.
Now you're looking at it because you're like, well, hold on. Didn't this lead to that caused him to do this? Why wasn't that mentioned?
But even to that point, and I think that's exactly why, if you had labeled it a tribute, it would have helped. It was genuinely, a lot of the times, the jumping from point A to point B got confusing, because it's like, I don't understand how we got here. And again, it doesn't.
I didn't know him and LaToya was supposedly that. That's how I know that was a LaToya, because I don't recall him and LaToya being that close.
I don't either. I honestly don't either.
What I heard, it was him. He was close to LaToya, yes, but he was closer to Janet.
Right.
Like, I'm not taking away and saying he didn't have a relationship with his sister, but if I'm not mistaken, and again, for people who are watching, when you comment, if I'm not mistaken, his relationship was closer to Janet, which is why Scream was such a big fucking deal for the both of them. Scream was a big deal because they finally got to do something together.
Right. No, I totally understand that, man.
Hell, ain't even no Reby. Nigga, I wanted my story on Centipede. Fuck what y'all talking about. Because you know he wrote Centipede for Reby. You know that, right?
No.
He wrote Centipede for Reby.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
But
I actually did not know that.
as a concert, so again, a lot of people are saying there's speculations and rumors that are all abound about a potential sequel, which has never been done in a biopic before. Again, calling it a biopic is definitely because it ends with the introduction of him performing Bad in London. That's where it ends, and that's in 88. So we still have 21 more years of Michael to talk about. 21 more years. Yep. Now, even if you do a part 2, you could do a small bit of a recap in the gaps in which you didn't have initially. You could.
It would be kind of tricky unless you're going to start doing like flashbacks of shit.
That's what I mean.
Saying.
That's what I mean. The beginning is, again, you started the concert like you started this one, right? Once you started the concert, you do the little flashbacks of shit in his life that we missed from part 1. You start, and then once we hit there, we're after the concert because We Are the World is 86, 7.
Right, you already passed it, which is part of what I'm saying. That was such an iconic moment as well, because I think one of the things that bothered me is like you start to establish that Berry Gordy is like, I'm really looking out for you, right? But you don't really get a chance to see him with Barry other than the one time when you tried to show him the board and nothing else.
Because the Jacksons and American Dream did it.
But again, you can't. I think the problem with that, Jay, I hear what you're saying. There have been plenty of instances of a story being told more than one time. Those are not actually connected. So you need to tell the story you are telling right now. So like think about, for example, Batman. Batman's a great example. People have said multiple times, hey, we're really tired of seeing the Waynes getting shot in the fucking alley and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But when you did Batman Begins, it is not connected to Batman 89. So you need to tell the story on its own, even if you know, hey, my older audience been rocking with Batman forever. They don't know the shit. You need to, there are certain points you just need to cover, regardless if they've been done in other movies before. They're not connected.
I agree, but I also think because I think the argument with the Batman is a little bit different, only because in every single iteration of Batman, whether it be live action, cartoon, or whatever, we've always felt like we need to go back to the initial beginning of show the shooting in the alley, which is why Spider-Man Homecoming and even his introduction to Civil War are so different, because you don't have to see the one thing we didn't need to see: Uncle Ben dying. We didn't need to see
well, that's because they gave us a remix of it with May dying.
Fair, but fair.
I
mean, he's got a voice, ladies and gentlemen. But the reason he becomes the reason he decides to be a crime fighter mainly is Uncle Ben dying. You get what I'm saying? And so that is the thing. It's like, we know this already. So I hear you, but it's also been proven that we can move on from it. Now, when you have it, and again, one of my final things on this is, again, like, people were mad that you didn't see the allegations, you didn't see all this and the third. And again, it stopped in 88.
Where at first I was like, wow, you don't cover everything. The fact that you're stopping at 88, part of that being from the legal issues, but everything else, if you stopped at 88, then you wouldn't have gotten to the allegations.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have gotten. That's what I mean.
Yeah, because the last thing I will say, and then we should probably wrap this up because I've also got to get to work soon. Some of the other stuff missing, I'm not just talking Brooke Shields and Diana Ross and all that kind of stuff. I think one of the things that just kind of oh God, I lost my train of thought that fast.
Hanging my baby out the window. Oh no, blanket.
No. I fucking hate you, nigga. Oh my God.
Being ignorant. Again, remember about South Park?
That's ignorant. That's so ignorant.
That's so
ignorant. It's the fact that there was plenty of people up to this point, just as the media is, just as we know as white people are, because he did bring up his blackness a couple of times, which is stuff that he said in multiple interviews. You know, I am a proud black man, but my music is for everybody. Like, he would do both of those things. Include a couple people in the press calling him Wacko Jacko because of the animal shit and everything else. You don't get into any of that. That again shows how Michael is doing his thing, and he is so misunderstood. It adds a level of humanity to him, and the actual adversity he's out here facing this whole time. He's becoming the legend that he is. That is what I'm saying. You're not giving him things to overcome. You're just like, and then here was another time that he was great, and then here was another time that he was great, and then here was another time that he was great. And I was like, I know he's great. I want to see why he became great. If I just saw every time, and then Superman bitch slap Brainiac, I'd be like, cool. What happened up to that point? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Superman would have told you nothing. Mind your business. What happened to him? Super baby, what happened to him can happen to you. You want problems?
Streamlabs.com/Blerds-In-The-Hood/tip. Streamlabs.com/Blerds-In-The-Hood/tip. If you want to get a question in, get a comment in, support the show, all that good stuff. Again, you can also use Cash App or Venmo if you would like to send that in as well. Okay, I'm not familiar with what our smart dumb niggas is right now.
I am not familiar with it either. So
Matt, come in on the audio and tell us what we're looking at, bro.
This is something I found out the other day on Facebook, and I wanted to get your opinion on it because somebody said maybe nepotism isn't so bad. Now, if you pay attention, everybody on that screen is a actor or actress who is a daughter of actors or actresses.
You mean a son too? Because niggas dudes on here.
Daughter or son, my bad. Children, I should have said. I don't care about nepotism, but there's maybe like 3 good actors on there. I didn't agree with that statement, but I wanted to get your guys' thoughts.
Can you? I can't see that super well. Can you send me that photo real quick just so I can like look at who we're looking at? Because I obviously recognize. Sure, go ahead, or you can just say them.
It's Lily Rose Depp up top with Jack Nicholson's son, who was recently in Smile 2, Bill Skarsgård, Margaret Qualley, Maud Apatow.
Wait, who is Margaret Qualley?
She's been in a couple of things.
She was Andy McDowell.
Okay, that's what I mean. That's what I need to know. Like certain people's kids.
Cooper Hoffman, Jack Quaid, John
David Washington.
John David Washington.
Why the fuck? Oh, I hate this actress. I
don't know who that
is. Spider-Woman.
Dakota Johnson.
Thank you, Dakota Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Then you have, I've never known this actress's name. She was in Smile. She's Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Okay.
Zoe Kravitz. You got the young Pullman.
Bill Pullman, yep.
Yeah.
Then you have Alexander Skarsgård.
Lewis, sorry.
Yeah, Alexander Skarsgård, Wyatt Russell, Maya Hawke, and Odessa Asian.
Who's Odessa?
The bottom corner right there, next to
No. Who's your parents? And I'm mad because Odessa's my homie. And
Adelon, the Adelons.
Who the fuck are they?
Pamela Adelon and Felix Adelon.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know Odessa was their daughter. Okay, because Odessa's my homie. Now, here's my thing. Lily Rose Depp, can we never see her act again in history? After I watched The Idol, never want to see that again.
Which movie? The show The Idol.
You need to watch Nosferatu, homie.
No, I'm fine. After The Idol, I was like, I'm good. Maud Apatow, she wins for me for several reasons. For a couple reasons. She's so cool in person too. The Skarsgård kids, that you ain't never gonna give me the cast of them boys. Them motherfuckers are killers.
Yes.
It was great.
They're fantastic actors. What like?
They're great on screen. The Skarsgård kids are fine with me. Jack is fine, of course. Jack does his thing. But then also, Jack Nicholson's son is very good. Yes,
he's good. He just hasn't been in a lot yet. So I give him like an incomplete grade, is what I give.
I also love how they decided to leave off O'Shea, bro.
Because he's like, you know what, O'Shea Jackson Jr. is a damn good actor.
Yes,
because again, people forget. Pardon me. Can you just I wish you could have just pulled this up and then put us on the side, because I'd have been better where we can just we can be seeing.
Yeah. Matt, go ahead and you since you did it, go ahead and just put it on the screen share and we'll add it back up.
Because I'd rather than be able to see us and here. O'Shea, people keep forgetting he had to audition to play his father.
Right. That was actually pretty dope. That Ice Cube straight up said, like, nah, if you earn it, then you'll get the I'll get you an audition, but you have to earn it. You're not. He did not just
straight get handed that role. So that shows you he really was about the game. And a lot of roles he's played, he's been very great in. Maya Hawke, I was like, yo, why she look familiar? And everybody's like, yo, that's Uma Thurman's daughter with Ethan Hawke. I was like, oh, that's what I see your mama, but she's great at what she does.
Dude, who's the kid in between Jack Quaid and Ahmad Apatow? Because he's also great. He was in the Long Walk.
Cooper Hoffman. That is Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Bro, he was fantastic in The Long Walk.
Even in
you know who else should be on here that is not fucking on here? Let me pronounce the last name correctly. Give me a second.
Because I know. Go ahead and do that, but you're also not going to be talking no goddamn shit about Zoe Kravitz, who was fantastic.
James Gandolfini's son. That's in
fucking Daredevil Born Again. He's also fantastic.
Yes, Gandolfini's son that's in Born Again is amazing.
He's fantastic. Obviously, John David Washington is also fantastic. Both John David Washington and Zoe Kravitz have gotten Oscar nominations. So, like, we're gonna put
Zoe out. I give Zoe the love all day. JDW.
You don't think he's a good actor?
I'm not saying he's not a good actor. I think he's a decent actor. But he might think
I think he's fantastic.
He's fantastic, bro.
If you want to say Tenet was ridiculous, I'll give
that's
you that.
Why. Okay, yep. So there we go.
So you forgot about him in Ballers. You forgot about him in fucking Black Klansman.
I never watched Ballers. First of all, I never watched.
And
Ballers.
You never watched Black Klansman?
Did you ever see The Creator? The movie. It's the who's the guy who just did Gareth Edwards. It's his big budget film that had people shocked.
You're explaining the whole thing, and I've never seen it.
But why? But look, real quick, because we got to kind of wrap this one up.
Wyatt Russell, amazing,
fantastic.
But John JW, I do think he's dope at what he does. I bullshit you now. I'll cut all the bullshit. Louis Pullman, amazing. Because again, I think anytime you can show mental illness in a way where you resonate with it, you like, damn, I feel sorry for him. You like, nah, bro, need to be stopped.
No, that's why whoever said this about only 3 of them are good actors, y'all are smoking crack rocks. Y'all don't know what good acting is then, because this is a bunch of very good actors.
Because look, let's just keep it a buck. And I know we got to get ready to end it, but let's keep it a buck. People want to automatically disqualify certain actors because of whose kids they are or who they're related to. And I think that's not fair. They know it just as much as we all know it. In many instances, not every single time, they do get a leg up in auditioning and potential for roles and stuff like that. So they know it, we know it. It is what it is. But here's the problem. We just only know about it more now via social media. It has always been a thing in the industry. Let's just keep it above. It's always been a thing, and it always will be a thing. It's just, this is acting. We act as if nepotism doesn't happen in every other fucking career.
In every career path. In every single career path, nepotism will always play a role one way or the other, man. So, like, I have always said this specifically about that. It's not about how you got in, it's what you do after. So if they're genuinely bad actors and they are continuing to get roles when they are shitty, then I have a problem. But pretty much everybody that you showed on that list has put in work and has been a part of major projects where they killed themselves. And so they have more than earned the right to get where they are at this point. But we just have to be honest about and that's the only thing I would need. For me, if they were just like, yeah, I'm aware my dad is Denzel Washington, so that had a big reason as to why I was able to start it. But I have been hustling and grinding, and my work speaks for itself.
Yeah, like, okay, my dad, because like you said, my dad is such and such, got me this job. Okay, cool. Now, let's talk about all the Nepo babies that we haven't heard or seen of after one time. Because there are, for all of that 16 to 20, whatever, how many was on that list, there are those that have had a job. They got one job, and no matter what, they could not do anything else because everybody's like, this just doesn't work. Like, there wasn't a second chance given, or they may have had a second chance and they blew that second chance. So, I think people need to take that into consideration as well. While you sit there and criticize 16 to 20, there are hundreds of others who have not had. Look, Michael Jordan's kids cannot hoop. forever Bronny James.
Well.
I mean, what he can do is steal.
Marcus Jordan can ball though, because he went and balled all over Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
I mean, I was gonna say he can ball for sure.
Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and get to at least one of my favorite parts of the show, an ode to Karens.
And now, an ode to Karens, brought to you by Blerds N The Hood. Now, before we go into this dedication, you must be asking yourself, well, what is a Karen and what does it mean? Well, Karen is a mocking slang term for an entitled, obnoxious, middle-aged white woman, especially as featured in memes. Karen is generally stereotyped as having a blonde bob haircut, asking to speak to retail and restaurant managers to voice complaints or make demands, and being a nagging, often divorced mother from Generation X. Karens most notably have been known now to call the police on black people when they're just doing this thing called living. You know, something that God allowed them to do. This includes Barbecue Becky, Permit Patty, Sleepin' Sarah, and a host of others. And typically Karens feel that because they are white women, they are entitled to do whatever they want and make life choices based on their insecurities as well as fears. Well, here are a few moments of wild Karens caught in their natural habitat.
Okay, so here is the Karen. Let me put this up. It's actually a Chad, and sadly, it is a black Chad. This little boy.
Let me tell you something. I've tried to be on the show where I'm like, man, if I see people that seem like they could be black Karens, which I don't know what the term would be yet, or black Chad, I don't know what the term would be yet. I was like, do I want to do? I'm not gonna lie. This is me pulling the curtain back. I'm like, do I want to show this one? It's like this kind of defeats the purpose. Like,
I mean, yeah, and then we probably just need to make an intro for nigga shit. I don't know what.
Here's my thing. When you play this, I'm gonna ask a question, but play this. And
so let me at least tee this up so we know what we're watching here. Before this moment happens, this young man apparently took his mother's 4-month-old kitten and proceeded to slam the kitten into the ground multiple times, causing the cat to have to go into emergency surgery and all this other stuff. So here is what the mother decided to do in response.
With your PlayStation 5, how you picked my cat up and slammed it on the ground multiple times. Do it. Now pick it up and do it again. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me move this for you, baby, so you know it's real. I want you to raise it up on your tiptoes and slam that bitch as hard as you can, like you did my motherfucking bitch, cat,
bro. The fact that she cussing while
pick it up and do that shit again.
I mean, she getting more upset the more it goes.
Since you got anger issues, we gonna fix them today.
We gonna
pick it up and do that shit again. Pick it up and do that shit again.
Bro, this feels worse than the lashings that Massa used to give, bro. Like,
pick that shit up and do it again.
Whoa!
Look at his face.
Pick that shit up and do it again.
Look at that torture. He is just distraught. Do it again. Do it again.
Pick that shit up and do it again.
Pick that shit up and do it again.
And you got to do it in Crocs.
Oh. This is your punishment. Now pick all that shit up and throw it in the trash.
So Jay, your thoughts?
First of all, I would never compare to having to destroy PlayStation 5 to
well, no. Specifically the aspect again, like not the actual whooping part, but the torture of like, your name is Toby, Kunta, Kente. Like just
Nope, not gonna even comment on that shit. Nope, gonna shut the fuck up.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Your thoughts on this form of punishment, bro?
So, I am an old school. Look, I'm one of them old school kids, right? I grew up 80s and 90s. I grew up like many of us did back in the hood. We got our asses whooped when we did some dumb shit. I know a lot of people like, oh, hitting your child don't solve nothing. Hitting your child only creates generational trauma, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say this. The child was slamming a kitten. And you thought the perfect punishment was to destroy his PlayStation 5. You should have beat his ass and destroyed his PlayStation 5. Because and his PlayStation 5.
This nigga said do both.
Do both. because you need to learn. You almost took the life of something.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna almost take your life, but I'm gonna make you wish I was dead. He was dead. Blah, blah, blah. Because you need to instill what people. There's this new age of parenting, and I understand breaking generational trauma. I understand breaking stereotypes and this, that, and the third. But you can't tell me that there's a level of regular you don't get to watch TV. You don't get to play the game. You don't get to have your phone for slamming a kitten repeatedly.
Well, and that's what was so interesting to me, man, is I'm looking at like the people that are responding, and what's so funny about the response to the tweets, a lot of the black folk were like, see, there you go. He gonna learn today. That helps in the white people. You're just making the drama worse. And I'm like, I again, like you said, Jay, I think it needs to be coupled with things. I think that this is like the main punishment, but I agree. Whether you give an ass whooping or not, that's fine. Definitely needs to go to fucking therapy, because if you're treating any sort of like living being like that, then we have a whole other set of conversations we need to have. But I also said on top of that, if this little nigga wants another PS5, then guess what? You are going to be earning that shit on your own. You ain't getting another PS5 from me, nigga. You can get a job, you can whatever it is, and you can do that. Or if you don't destroy it, I know Dwayne said this when we were talking in the pre-production meeting, you make that little nigga sell the PS5, and the money goes to pay for the cat's medical bills. And again, if you want another PS5, you can earn the fucking money to buy it, but you're not, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I thought that this was good parenting and teaching a very hard lesson of you do fuck shit, you get fuck shit prizes. I know I completely butchered it because my brain is kind of scattered right now because I just got a text message from work being like, are you coming in today or what? So we got to kind of wrap this motherfucker up.
Yeah, I get it. It's just, that's crazy, but all is still. We want to know your thoughts down in the comments below, man. If y'all have been watching, again, please leave your comments, like, subscribe, click on the notification bell. We had to do a pre-recorded one, but we will be back with y'all next week, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Oh, my God. I don't know. 9 p.m. Oh, Jesus. We might pre-record. I forgot. It's 3 hours later. I'm going to be on the East Coast. Oh, my God. I just realized what I said. When I said it, I was like, oh, shit.
Matt is out here being like, what about me? I live on the East Coast. We were like, nigga, you volunteered to be a producer. I appreciate your work. But that was a choice.
But for me, to find me on all my socials at MrJayWashington, MrJayWashington. Stay tuned with all the shows I got coming up, this, that, and the third. I'll make it quick, simple. We can get up out of here. Winston, tell them.
You can find me at the Swaggy Blerd on all platforms. Go and check out my Michael review out of the theater reaction. I put one out for 1 spoon of chocolate. Lots of other stuff that's going to be on there on the channel. Spill the Tequila on Tuesdays. Blerds N The Hood with Jay on Wednesdays. Capes and Cows on Fridays. And we are bringing back Around the Neighborhood. And I know you fucking lying, so check those out for Mondays and Fridays as well. All right, we got to get out of here. Much love. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Blerds N The Hood, and we'll see you on the next one, y'all. Deuces.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
Jay, I know exactly why. I know exactly why she had to teach that hard lesson about slamming that PS5. Because if she hadn't caught that little nigga when she did, this is what would have happened at the end of their fucking house that day.